even if it's like cumbersome or not the exact like quickest way around. At the very least, you'd be able to to do enough to match your quota. And to my knowledge, I don't think it's a case where like you're not. I don't think plot wise you're going to be getting to Hong Kong any quicker. Like you're not going to be saving a day of forklifting if you ace all these perfectly. Like the plot still goes on as is, you know.
Yeah. Huh.
I think I had that right anyway. I could very well be wrong. Like I've only like, you know, clocked whatever time we have here. I haven't played any further than this, so maybe I'm wrong. And like my constant hard work here means that I've like saved like 2 hours worth of forklifting later on.
I'm just baffled by this kind of video game because yeah, it's so much fucking busy work.
Yeah, again, that's kind of the quirk of the series in a sense, where like you're like it is like you're doing just random like normal stuff interspaced with your actual your plot and narrative. Like the whole game could very well the whole trilogy can be compressed into one game if you just skipped all this stuff and just went straight to the plot points. But it's also that kind of like that almost spirit of the game type of thing where like um you know its challenge was to try and make a living breathing like city in Japan. Like it's important to like, at least you forget like the only other equivalent of this game out at the time would have been Grand Theft Auto, and that was still 2D. you know um I think Driver would have been out at this stage as well, but again you're just stuck in the car at that point. You're not actually walking around. So it's like this is a massive step up in production in like just I don't even say technology. It's just like it's just an idea, just a step up in ideas. Like let's have a leaving breathing area. Let's prove that we can do it. And it's like they did. Like well, we're living in it. I can go to a bar and chat to people. I can go to the arcade machines. I can go spar in the middle of the fucking park. Like these are all things I can do in my spare time because the game has given me spare time to do it in. It's just again such a weird philosophy of how to make a game.
And just, I guess forklifting around is like if you have a game, there's a lot of faffing about.
Hmm.
There's far worse things you could do than have just like forklifting.
Yeah, and like in fairness, like it's not like 8 hours clocking of full forklifting. Like like if when it hits 12 o'clock, you get 2 hours to yourself to either advance the plot or to talk to people or find something else wrong. So maybe there'll be a case later on where like I have to do something on my lunch hour or else I miss my window. That could be the case. And at the very least, like the last time we were forklifting yesterday, the game broke up the action with two fight scenes. So like it isn't just this for 5 minutes because again the designers of this game know that that's really fucking mind numbing. So it's a good way of again there's also a narrative reason for it. Like there's a criminal gang running like bullying the workers down here, so naturally they're going to try and pick on the new guy, and they realized that was the wrong fucking decision. All right then. So just another day in the docks for us. Just getting stuck in the scenery, being a forklift guy. It's a life for us.
I mean, they're getting better. Like you were what, fourth place of the race, and then
Yeah,
first time
yeah.
you're third.
Yep. No, we're just getting more and more experience each way. It's going really well.
So I am admittedly somewhat amused that at some point you became forklift cert, like Dragons became forklift certified,
Mm.
almost accidentally in his quest to prestige class into seaman.
Yeah.
that you honking or the other forklift?
I think that was me honking because well, I learned that when you do actually honk, it doesn't do anything with the pedestrians, but the honking does make the other forklifts basically vanish into thin air, which I think is a hilarious fucking feature. Like I know it's because they're getting out of your way, and the game physically couldn't like render that process in, especially because like a lot of the areas are pokey and with like different collisions on them.
Ah,
But it does
but
make
the
it look
forklifts
like
are
you've
actually figuring out how to drive stuff, and the more like they're following like a fixed path.
exactly, yeah. So they're not. It's not. They basically like made a good facsimile of forklifts driving around, but it is just them on rails. So the horn is a good way of just like basically getting them to vanish into thin air if they're being a nuisance.
Lunchtime, eh?
So now that we know that there is a little quiet warehouse we can practice during lunchtime, we can now go there instead
Hey, Theo,
during our hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
how you liking work?
It's okay, I suppose.
Well, I expect a lot from you, Dio.
Right. I'll do my best.
Dio, you got any brothers or sisters?
No. I don't really have a family
Oh, what is?
anymore.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Hitoshi.
Hi, Rio, isn't it?
So these are all of our forklift
I heard you
buddies
helped out Mark.
that we've now suddenly befriended over 2 days into the
There's
docks.
many mean-ass thugs in the harbor. Feels good to know there's someone like you around.
No. I'm not that strong.
I mean, this really is a microcosm of man culture where like we can all sit on a girder,
Hey,
eat
Kiyoshi.
lunch in absolute
Hey, girl.
silence,
How's
and
it
not
going?
interact with each other.
It's
If anything, we're
okay.
breaking the
Nope.
zeitgeist here.
I know what you mean. But at least we've got the race to look forward to.
You're right.
This man looks forward to getting to work in the mornings
Take a
for a
look,
fucking forklift
Yo,
race.
you ate already?
Yeah.
Alpha Trading's free lunch deal is a pretty good idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Takeuchi-san? Why do you work at the harbor?
Well,
Why do you work here? Well, I
the
don't have any other skills,
company
so
I
that's
work
why.
for went out of business.
Stop rubbing it,
Really?
rubbing it
My
fucking in.
kids are still real little, so I have to support them.
That's a tough break.
I thought I was going to answer like, well, you see, money can be exchanged for goods and services, and I like having it.
Excuse me? What do
Yeah,
you
it's
want?
like, what? How other way can you answer
I
a question
asked
like,
about
I
bad
like, and I
lunches.
want money?
Oh no.
Young
Don't
Rio,
do
we
that.
live in a
I
capitalist
don't have
society. You need to
anything
get used to
do with
this.
them. I see. Thanks.
So I'm also just amused that he's just wandering around just asking people about a gang.
Yeah. No, this is commonplace. Like we literally started off the game like just going around town asking for sailors, and completely unironically, like it's not even a gay parable. It was literally just we want to know where the sailors are because they
Oh
might know
god, this
where.
this is the case where the protagonist's build is so horrendously fucking min-maxed, he functionally never left his fucking
Excuse me.
dojo in his life.
Excuse me.
Well, I mean, like
Restaurant
like
lunch
he
break,
is the son
okay?
of like a martial arts master, like to the extent where like people know his dad just from his
Sorry.
teachings.
Not now.
And but the thing is, like you will only like even people around here will not know who this kid actually is based off his looks. But if you say his name is Ryo Hazuki, they'll go, "Oh fuck, it's Hazuki's kid. Oh, we're in trouble." Like that's why all the
Practice here.
the
I'll warm up
gaijins
a
in
bit.
the game so far have picked a fight with him and have failed miserably.
Okay, let's go.
Like literally, I think our first bit of combat in this game, or close to it, was us fighting two drunk American Marines. So as you can see, this is our us practicing our happy little
And he's doing
moves.
that like moments after eating his fucking lunch.
Oh yeah,
Like do
not a
your
bother.
exercise and then eat for fuck's sake. Like that's just asking for a stomach cramp.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Maybe he's just very good at digesting raw fish and rice. You know, like he was eating a bento box, so maybe it is just like a nice little managed diet he has.
Hmm. Those are admittedly kind of nice. Nice little selection of things.
What's that?
Yeah, those are a nice little selection of things. But
Hmm.
gotta say, having tried it, I do not care for Japanese sushi.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why it doesn't match up, or is it just
Okay, we have sushi here. It is uncooked fish, but not unprocessed fish.
Hmm.
Burma serves when fish are caught, they get deep frozen, like
Yeah.
caught on a massive ship that just deep freezes the damn things, or
Hmm.
on ships into the ship freezers, and it is massively cooled. And cooled to the point where parasites and stuff just die.
Hmm.
But that also has an effect on the meat of the fish.
Yeah.
So the sushi you get, I think in EU countries or countries that have like that EU food laws and
That's
stuff,
enough.
are we're going to have like that level of treatment, even if it's just like freezing them to like was like -35 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like some treatment is better than nothing, isn't it? Like, and that's also just the difference in like different like standards. Like in the same way that like American chocolate has to be a certain way because the FDA doesn't agree that milk should be in the chocolate. So American chocolate is therefore objectively worse than European chocolate that like it almost insists upon the milk content for it to be actually palatable.
Sorry, what was that?
I was just kind of making the
old
point
man
that
having going, no fucking idea how you're talking about, kid.
yeah, that
So
was
yes,
quite funny. wasn't it?
Americans have, yeah, I know Americans have very different laws. I know the one about eggs where it was a case of they tailored the rules so that European eggs couldn't be sold in the US.
Yeah, because they want if they don't physically look like eggs, they can't be sold. Like they have this kind of weird like it has to be like I think the same with bananas or something like that. So like the America like some markets won't take like bananas that are like ripening. Uh like they like we all know like bananas are green. They start off green and then they start reducing and they start ripening to become yellow. But because like Americans are transfixed with the idea that bananas have to be yellow, so they get imported as yellow, and then they get sold on. Whereas like sensible countries let them ripe naturally, so then that when they do end up in the shops, they are exactly the shape and they exactly the form that they should be, rather than like almost rotting by the time they get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the eggs. The egg thing is because like sometimes the eggs don't come out the right shape, so they're just seen as defective when like they absolutely are perfectly fine. They're just not egg shaped. They might be like a little bit longer or rounder or whatever the fuck. Just really dumb, arbitrary reasons to just like not
Yeah, I
take the
think it was
food.
like, okay, it was either the EU or the US put in some restrictions on how to do eggs that invalidated the other countries or group
Excuse me.
economic blocks
Yes.
Excuse me.
rules, and then they did the same. So it worked vice versa.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, like again, maybe I don't think European countries are that picky. So long as they're like they match up in like the criteria that counts. I don't think we're really gonna care if an egg looks a bit cubic. You know what I mean?
Back to work.
Yeah, I'm more concerned like, will it taste nice and will it poison me if I eat
Number
it?
3.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's again, it's the shit that matters. But as I said, is a just different criteria. It's always the same thing as well. Like it's like I think even Japan again, you'll probably know this more than I do because seeing that you're in there. But even like the idea, the concept of dairy is a bit different than what is over here, because like we are very dairy oriented. Like well, Europe generally is still very like married to its
Europe is
meat.
generally rather dairy oriented, and Ireland is incredibly dairy oriented.
Yeah, like we like I don't think the country can function without it. You know. Look, if you're lactose intolerant in Ireland, you're kind of fucked, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or at least you would have been 10 years ago when there was no lactose alternatives around.
Yeah, it's kind of stuff. I know I'm not push that way, but I did actually have some kind of health gut issues a while ago,
Hmm.
and having lactose free milk helped. I don't need that anymore, but I am glad that it's a thing that exists, that the option exists for being lactose intolerant, or whatever. Sometimes some people have it as a permanent thing, but other people have it like as a temporary thing, and I'm glad to have the options.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like as I said, like you've there's more food intolerances going around the place, so like you do need to kind of accommodate for everyone really. And
Yeah,
also there's also various different religion. It just overall it's like having multiple cultures in the country kind of helps because there's scenarios where like if you're allergic to something that is like not necessarily mainstream, like my partner for instance who's allergic to pork. I've never heard of a pork allergy before, but it does exist. It's like, okay, but if you want a fry in the morning, what do we do? It's like, no, thanks to with our culture coming in, we can go for, chicken and turkey, like rashers and sausages. It's like that's an option.
sorry, they reminded me of something I had. I think it was called turkey bacon.
Yeah.
Now, this was 100% the recovered meat end of turkey.
Yes.
But okay, I liked it, and I don't know what the fuck was in this to preserve it. Almost always
Hmm.
preserved it, even when cooked. Like, if I had that in the morning, I would have
Hmm.
turkey bacon flavored burps for hours. Hours later. And it tasted good to me. But still,
Yes.
this stuff that once cooked and eaten, 4 hours later, you are still burping, the flavor went down. I don't know what kind of preservatives are in this, but it's probably
Yeah.
not good ones.
My chances are it was probably like beef casing or gelatin or something because that tends to be the binding agent instead of just like regular pork. And that'll be what it is for sausages anyway. And then we have to check to see if there was like any like it might still be a turkey meat, let's say, but the casing could be pork, which is kind of defeating the purpose. But again, if it needs to be halal, then it physically can't have any pork in it. So,
I had no fucking idea that fucking cow bones went into marshmallows.
but there you go. Like it's
That's actually is very fucking weird.
yeah. Just goes to show you, lads. Like it's. But I mean, I know it seems incredible that we use animals so much for food, but it's also their fault for being so fucking tasty. Like,
Now, to
they
be
should
fair,
have
we
just
have to do
evolved to
genetic
become
engineering
unpalatable.
and successfully breed them for a long fucking time to get them that good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my fucking teachers secondary school saying that, yeah, what we've done to goats is, and sheep is horrendous because we've, I think, not intentionally, but as a side effect of like breeding,
Mm.
kind of completely fucked goats' intelligence. Apparently, at
Yeah,
one point they were way smarter than they currently are, and now they're just meme grade soup.
yeah. They're just like meme machines now. It's just like they don't need to do good for one thing, for their parts and the funny noises that they make.
Yeah, elements of farms. Not
Mm.
okay. I suppose because it's the world is vast. There's this it really varies wildly by location
Yeah.
and the degree of this kind of alteration. As I mean, you still occasionally see those mountain fucking goats that are happily surviving and thriving, or places where everything else would just die.
Yeah. It's like I think I live with the uttermost contempt for everyone else. That's why I climb onto this small ledge so you can't be here. Jesus Christ. No.
I climbed this nearly vertical fucking cliff in
Hmm.
order to eat this bird's eggs. Not for nutritional requirements, but out of sheer malice.
Just so I can have it. I mean, I say what you want about Animal Kingdom, but at least goats recognize that possession is 9/10 of the law.
God, now I'm just fucking getting reminded all the fucked up stories you hear about horses.
Yeah.
Like, okay, my own experience with horses is thankfully fucking limited. Like, it's not fair for me.